Okay, let's see what they've sent us. Fork Racing, Portugal. Feels very solid indeed. Nicely made. Blue flashing light. Very cool. Yeah, there's a controller app as well, so we're just going to get that downloaded and connect it to the controller. There's also this dashboard app, Drive Mode Dashboard. So we're going to download that, Android only, so all your iOS folks can weep. So there we go, we're going to give this a try as well. See, I've had to move the mirror over a little bit just to get enough space in there. And there's the bits that need to go on. We're going to put a bit of Loctite on there and bolt it on. Right, there it is. So, this little puppy. Slides straight on. That is actually quite cool. I like that a lot. Let's just see about taking it off. Right, it's actually pretty easy to get on and off when it's kept on the bars. Alright, so we're here at Newlands Corner over in Surrey, which is chocker as per usual, and we're going to try out the first test ride of the Carpe Iter Controller, and we've got up on there Galaxy Note 10 phone, and we've got Drive Mode Dashboard on it. So we're going to give that a go, and it's a bit difficult to sort of show, but we'll do our best. You know, the controls here controls what's on the phone, so you can go into this kind of home screen, and you can, what's really cool, you can customize these widgets. That's a weather widget, so that's weather radar, so I can see if there's any rain coming where I am. I've got compass, you can customize that, time, and you can set which apps you want to have here, and speed obviously there. That's the map, so I've got a GPX file loaded in, which is a route to Rikers, so we're going to try that. There's no turn-by-turn nav on it yet, and you can then, you know, select an app to run if you want to run another app, whatever you want on your phone, and that's your general speedo. So we're going to give that a go and try it on the move and see how we get on, using a new comms thing actually, so I'm going to be recording it through the Scala Pack Talk, which is going to be kind of interesting to see if that works. So let's give that a go. Okay, so we got this all set up in just the normal dashboard mode. We're probably going to just try follow the map. Like I said, there's no turn-by-turn at the moment on Drive Mode Dashboard, but that is coming. It's really good to see that the guy who develops it, he's actually got a thread going on Adventure Rider, adrider.com, which is great. He's really responsive as well, so that's really cool. So it's a right old mess up here at the moment, isn't it? Triumph Stag. The cafe is open. Oh, please, come on. So we've got a GPX file loaded on. That was really easy, just load GPX. Actually, I've set up the route on Garmin app on the phone and just exported it and then loaded it into Drive Mode Dashboard onto the map, which is pretty easy. Then you select the route you want to follow, and that's that. So I'll show you that in a sec once we get out of this madness. So we can switch between the different views quite easily with a little nipple bit. We just press that right, then press it left, so that's kind of pretty easy. There's the map, so I'm on the green line, which is, hoping you can see this alright. On the green line, which is my track to follow. Obviously that's going to work alright off-road as well as on-road, and there's different map overlays. There's this road one, there's an off-road one as well. This has got hill shading set on, which is quite nice. And what the developer's doing, next release you're going to have overlays on the map for things like speed and heading, distance to the next waypoint, and that's going to be very cool. And then you're going to get turn-by-turn nav on the next iteration after that. Zoom in and zoom out. That is sweet, very easy indeed. Yeah, if you try to touch the phone with touch-tipped gloves, it's just an absolute mess trying to make that work. You can set the map up so it's track up or north up as well, so it's set to north up at the moment. I should just be able to do that, press that, and it's now track up, which is quite cool. So we're going to go left up here. So this is going to be, that's actually very, very nice. Whoops, there's a lady on a horse. Let's see if she's alright. Fairly sensible looking horse. Could do without being in third gear on that one as well. Yeah, so the you can see the mapping being very good. If you had turn by turn on it, that would be awesome. But even so, you can put a GPX on it and you're sorted. Get Spotify going. So you can select the different apps that you want there, choose what you want to put on there, and then you can use the joystick to move between them. If I press the button now, alright, I'm into Spotify. I can now pick what the playlists are that I want, just like you could if you were tapping on the phone. So I can move between different playlists, get them playing and so on. That's pretty good. Now I should be able to just press and hold and I'm back there. Okay. So this is actually working out alright so far. So obviously it's not as integrated as your TFT BMW shenanigans with the control wheel, but I've got to say, so far it's pretty good. Yeah, so you can run Google Maps, you can run any nav app, you can basically, obviously it's running on your phone, so you can run anything you want. So that's, you know, real good flexibility, and if you wanted to, you can run a Zoom call, right? That should be quite good. I'll maybe try that in a minute. Now the maps on there, so you've got to pay a little bit to unlock the map feature. I'll pop up on the viz how much it costs, but you pay a bit for that, and there's also, if you're doing off-road roadbook type things, there's a PDF roadbook function that you can have as well. And it's pretty cheap, and to be honest, I really don't mind supporting the developer, especially because he's online, he's responding to people's questions, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, you get what you pay for, basically. So, alright, I'm just going to park up here and check a few other things out, make sure it's all working alright. Well, remarkably, everything seems to be working on the technology side of things. So we'll press on over to Rikers and we'll see what else we can play with. One thing I did want to show you actually is there is the controller itself has an app. So this app is the drive mode dashboard app, but there's a Carpe Iter app itself which manages the controller and does all the Bluetooth stuff. And that has a little head-up display as well. So if you press and hold the top button there, you get this head-up display, right? Or HUD. And that's got a bunch of functions. So here's media control, so I can play and pause whatever media I've got, right? I can skip tracks if I wanted to do that. So that's kind of quite cool, like that. So I can control my media here. I mean, I can do it from my intercom anyway. Turn it off. Bottom buttons go back, so that's nice and consistent, right? I can have some shortcuts to other things. You know, I've got recent apps, so this is your Android recent apps screen. It's worth pointing out, by the way, that this is Android only. So if you've got an Apple phone, then tough. So what I've essentially got is a completely amazing multi-function dashboard. None of your TFT stuff. This is OLED. It's OLED, supremely high resolution, very bright, waterproof. It's got a triple camera on it. You can use it to make phone calls, do Excel, do PowerPoint, and run Zoom calls. And you can take it off with you so no bastard nicks the thing. So my GS-owning friends can read that and weep. So if you haven't got 24 grand for the latest Ducati with a TFT on it, or 20 grand for a ticked everything GS, you can still have a very, very nice, pretty well integrated dashboard with multiple functions on it and loads of flexibility to add more things and have the weather on it and all that kind of stuff, and control it remotely from the bars all very, very easily. So, you know, I'm thinking that's pretty good. The other thing is as well, of course, it is upgradable. So if you change your phone, move it onto a new phone, you want to try a new app, you want to have a different nav app on it, so you're not stuck to all of those restrictions that Andy B talked about in his other video, where, you know, you've got to do what BMW tells you. So this is really very cool. I like it a lot. The only thing you've got to think about is how you're going to power the phone. So getting power to the phone is going to be important, but it's just a cable with a USB-C adapter on it. You can get a quad lock wireless charging head, and that looks really quite interesting as well. So you can put the, as soon as you put your phone on, it's going to charge itself from the wireless charging head. And that does away with having to have a cable, you've got one plug and all that kind of stuff. It's just more bloody stuff to hemorrhage money on, really, isn't it? I'm liking that a lot. Get some heated grippage on. It's a bit bloody chilly today, I've got to say. So for some reason it's not responding to left and right on the little joystick. It should enable me to swap screens there. Of course, now it's bloody raining. Thankfully the phone is waterproof, which is always a good thing. I think we've got a few little inconsistencies here with it, in terms of how it's responding. Seems to be... Got a double press? No. Ah, okay, it's working. Alright, happy days. Now, look at that in the middle there. You see that? That's my weather radar right now, which tells me it's raining. Well, that's pretty handy, isn't it? It's quite nice to get a weather radar there, though. Quite liking that. There was a bit of a fail there, just going left and right. It wasn't having it, but it seems to be okay now. So if I wanted to, you know, I can go down and select the phone, and I can pick a number and call that. So I think probably user error. Bit manky, isn't it? So I'll probably just spin it round and we'll head back. I can't change my route and say I want to go this way instead. There's no rerouting either. So what I'd have to do is run Google Maps to do that. So it's pretty easy to open Google Maps up, but the only problem with doing that, which I'll show you now, is, you know, I can open Google Maps from here. Okay. First of all, it doesn't open in full screen mode, and I can't enter anything. I can't type anything in. All right. I want to be able to type something in here to say where I want to go. All right. So I could do that and say start, and then we're on Google Maps nav. But I have to do that with my I have to do it by touching the screen on the phone rather than being able to kind of put a destination in automatically from the controller. And of course with Google Maps I should be able to zoom in and zoom out as well. Okay, so yeah, that's quite nice. It's not full integration in that I can't search for stuff on the fly like you could do with the inbuilt BMW system, which is a bit of a pain. So we need to have a look at that a bit more closely, I think. Maybe when we get the turn-by-turn nav it might be a bit better. What we'd like is a quick button on there to go straight to the DMD application, but instead I've got to do recent apps. Now the size of that. Right, one nice thing you can do here is you can have Google Maps running, in the corner of the screen, so it automatically minimises itself if you're navigating and you want to open another app up. So you can have the best of both worlds. So you can have Google Maps here, and then you can have your other drive mode dashboard stuff here. Hello, middle of the road. So yeah, so that's quite nice. You probably can't see it because of all the rain. So I'm hoping that you're getting a bit of a picture about how a phone works as a dashboard, multifunction dashboard with this Carpe controller. You know, it's not perfect out the box, so it's not totally intuitive if you're running multiple apps on the phone at the time. Battery life's meant to be weeks on it, which is great. So where are we with it? I would say it's about 80% of where I want it to be. So clearly the controller's good. It works Bluetooth to the phone, effectively lets you do quite a lot of stuff. The key thing is the integration with the phone itself, and the drive mode dashboard app. You can see where it's going, and I think it could be really cool. I love the flexibility that you have to run any Android app, right, that you want. You can run other dashboards, you run any nav you want, you can customize it and so on. That is really cool. You know, I love the way I can have any widget I want there. I have any widget I want there as well, actually. So that's really cool. I like the fact I can just take it off and take it with me. Together, it's getting there. It's giving you a lot of functionality that you could get on, you know, a much more expensive bike for a fraction of the cost. Plus, it's upgradable. Plus, you know, if you get a bigger phone or you get a tablet or a smaller phone, whatever, you can just run the same software. So that's really cool. So I'm liking that a lot.